Ms. Hooker, you are here with your mother because you say the defendant's son, Mr. Abraham, fathered your 10-month-old daughter, Kanaya. You say that Ms. Baker and her family's public denial of this child has caused you pain, and you are here for an apology and to prove her son is the father. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Ms. Baker, you and your daughter are here today to represent your son, Mr. Abraham, because tragically, he was killed 3 months after the birth of this child. You say that before his death, your son expressed great doubt that he was the father of Ms. Hooker's baby, and you are here to put the lies to rest. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
How have you been affected by Ms. Baker's doubts about Kanaya's paternity?
I'm just sad sometimes. I try to deal with it now. Like, I really don't care no more. Like, that's how I feel. I don't care anymore. I don't care who feel nothing about my baby. I don't care. It just seems like everybody else looking upside my head like I'm an animal or something. Like, every time I'm sitting down doing something, they look at me like I'm the outcast of the group. She look like me, so why's the problem? That's why I say I don't care about nothing. And none of that. I don't care.
Okay, so, Ms. Hooker, let me ask you, what was your relationship with Keyshawn? Were you boyfriend and girlfriend?
First we was best friends. 6th grade year, we was best friends. And then we started talking, then we stopped talking, and just like we stopped talking, then we started going together for a minute. And then like, when I got pregnant, we just like, we always talked, but we just stopped going together. But we still talking up, but we just stopped going together. Like, we weren't boyfriend and girlfriend.
Okay, but then you still talked?
Yeah.
Were you in love, or was
Yeah.
this was your first love?
Yeah.
Okay.
Can I jump in?
Please.
It's not that she don't care. Her feelings been hurt, so she hold a guard up. It's not Miss Baker who denies Kenaya. It's her family who makes my daughter feel some type of way. It's not Miss Baker. She was too fat to be his baby. She fat like them, and it's just a whole bunch of stuff. Never from Miss Baker. It's always her family who always have something to say about my grandbaby. My daughter's feelings have been hurt. It's always talk about her like she this tramp, and I'm like, enough.
So, Ms. Baker, explain to the court why there's doubt that Keyshawn is Kanaya's biological father.
My son was on vacation, and we kept hearing that Denaya was pregnant, but then when we finally found out for sure, he told me, he said he wasn't the only boy that had messed with Denaya.
Okay.
And he made me promise that we was gonna get a blood test, and things didn't go the way we thought they were gonna go, and now we're here.
Well, I'm so very sorry for your loss. Let me say that. I know this is difficult. May I ask what happened to Keyshawn?
He was shot on a Sunday, and he died that Friday.
I'm so very sorry.
He just told me to promise him that we was gonna get a test done because of what the other young man said, and you know.
What did the other young man say?
He told Keyshawn that when he wasn't around, he was supposedly sleeping with Denaya.
Ms. Hooker, I have to ask you, was there another guy?
No, cause that's why it's funny, because how can somebody tell me who I was sleeping with? Nobody in the room was in the room with me when I was sleeping with somebody. What do I have to lie for?
Keyshawn told us that he wanted the blood test. The only way, Keyshawn only denied the baby when him and my daughter was arguing. Other than that, I have pictures with him laying on her stomach. He had doubts only when he was angry. And I cannot get mad at what he tell his mother or nothing like that. But when he came over there with us, he held the baby, kissed the baby, and loved the baby. We just need to get the results for Miss Caroline. Because anybody else, to me, it doesn't matter. It's all about her. And he did ask her to get the blood test. For it won't be no doubts on their end about my grandbaby, because it's sad now.
I agree.
And it's not even Miss Baker. It's her family who makes it like she just sleeping around with everybody.
And they don't know me like that. For them to say anything about me.
Said something. From what I ever heard about my family, nobody ever talked about
It all occurred at her house. Then when
I know my mom said something about, she had a birthday dinner, and my mom did tell me, she said something about she think I didn't like her, or, you know, things like that. Maybe her perception of what other people view of her is just her perception, because she has to understand that sometimes it's hard for people to look, for me personally, to look at the baby, because it's just a reminder that my brother's not here. So it's not about her and her feelings. When she does come around, it is a sense of sadness for me. So it's not that, you know, somebody looking at her crazy. They're just dealing with the murder of their loved one. So it's not, you know, about her.
How did you learn that Miss Hooker was pregnant?
She ride the same bus as my daughter and my granddaughter does from school, and they had came home like prior months before. They had said she was supposed to be pregnant. And I asked her, I said, do you know anything of your daughter being pregnant? I say, because the girls said they were on the bus, and she's saying she's
gonna
like,
find out what she's having tomorrow.
What she's having and what she's gonna name the baby. And she was like, no. So when she got home, she ended up texting me a picture, telling me, yeah, she is pregnant. And
we went the next day and found out what she was having.
Yeah.
So, your mind, Keyshawn accepted that he was the father of this child.
Yeah, in my mind.
From the way he behaved at your home. But Mom, Ms. Baker, did he give you any proof or anything that there was this other guy? Because Ms. Hooker testified that this was the only person she was sleeping with at that time.
I think he just went off what they're saying in their circle of kids. You know, they talk, they have their own.
Yeah, the boy was telling him that,
you
you know, when you were away, I was messing with her. He was unsure to the point of where he was just sick. He was worried,
Scared.
He was scared. He lost so much weight. He lost a whole lot of weight. Like I told him, you played grown, now it's time to be grown. Because if it's your baby, you not finna run and you not finna leave the whole bag on her.
Him or my family are not those kind of people to do that. What did I do to her?
Oh, you can't. Don't go there, Miss Bland. Don't go there, Miss Bland. Don't go there, because you know the truth is
We're all here to talk, honey.
This is
understand.
no. What I'm saying.
Not you keep commenting on stuff.
What I'm saying.
Why you keep talking?
Listen, this is what we ain't gonna do.
Yeah.
We come here to go back and forth with each other.
You know
Exactly.
What?
And
I ain't never, Judge. I ain't never said yay or nay. All I say is what my baby said to me.
Right.
I've talked to her, and she know why we here.
Exactly. And listen.
Yeah, I'm the one who
And
wrote the
that's
letter.
all I'm concerned with. All this other bickering, and I don't got time for it. Because at the end of the day, this my baby.
Right.
And he gone.
Right.
He not coming back. So all this other extra stuff, I don't got time for it.
And that's exactly why
I
it's so
wanna know,
important.
I'm here to do what I promised my son to do. I'm not trying to do anything against anybody to make her feel bad. I ain't never been denying them. We never had a problem. She come stay the night when she feel like it, her and the baby, everything. They was just with me at my birthday dinner. I ain't never did nothing, even though my son telling me that he wasn't sure. I have never did or said anything to make her feel no bad kind of way. Because like I said, they was kids. She's still a kid.
Yes.
And I didn't come here for no badgering, no bickering, trying to put nobody down.
Right.
I came here because this is what I promised my baby, and it's going to be done.
And the truth is, Ms. Baker, and you're right.
Right now?
You're right.
Judge, my daughter really feels some type of way. It's not that she feels some type of way. It's like she more hurt behind the obituary. And Miss Carolyn has explained to her about the obituary, how the obituary went. But in her heart, she feel like Miss Bland left her out of the obituary on purpose. And that's why she has so much animosity towards Toy.
I just feel like this. When this come back and this is the baby, I don't want her. I don't want no sorries from nobody. Keep your sorries. I don't want no sorries.
I'm not giving you a sorry.
Okay? I'm not asking you.
Shut up.
Hold on.
I don't care.
Hold on.
She say something because I'm a child. I'm gonna keep talking to her because she thinks she's hard and I will punch her in her face. I don't care.
Oh, no.
I've been waiting for her already. I don't care.
No.
I don't care.
Listen. Miss Hooker, you're going to have your day. And it's today. Okay. But what we're not going to do, I'm not going to let you in this courtroom step so far outside the lines that you regret it. Because at this moment, you don't just represent yourself. When you become a mom, you represent your baby.
One of my family members was in the obituary, but my baby wasn't. Dr. Kevin, my family member, out the obituary.
Okay, first of all, slow down because I want to understand.
Why you tell me?
She said one of her family members was in the obituary.
But there was no mention of Kanaya. Was this intentional, Ms. Baker, Ms. Bland? Was this something that...
like this, Judge. She went and finished up without me. So, Kenaya did get left out. So did my grandmother, and so did one of my sisters.
Okay.
It wasn't just the baby.
Okay.
We weren't together. Nobody was thinking right at that time. We weren't none of us together. She went ahead to try to call herself helping me, and she was going ahead of me to finish it up, and all three of these people got left out, so it wasn't just Kanaya.
Ms. Bland, did you, and I want to ask you this, did you intentionally leave Kenaya out of that obituary because you knew there was a question surrounding the paternity?
Yes, I did. First of all, let me say this. My mama has a relationship with them. I don't. It may or may not be his. I did not put the baby name in there just in case it isn't. That my mom has to read that obituary. She lost a child. Nobody else lost one. So if this baby turned out to be his, that's a death all over again. Do I want my mama to look in there and look at a reminder of a baby that was supposed to be his and it wasn't? No, I do not. I'm thinking about my mama feelings. It don't have nothing to do with her.
And so,
nothing.
so now let's come forward. If it is Keyshawn's child, well, your family, your mother has expressed she has not had an ill will towards this baby or Miss Hooker. But will your family accept Kenaya?
Yes, they will. I haven't.
They don't have to.
I already told, you know what I said already, Judge? Since she got left out the obituary, I have already told them, if it comes back saying Kenaya belongs to Keyshawn, I'm going directly back to the funeral home and get a set of obituaries made. So when this baby grow up and she read her dad's obituary, there's her name.
That is honorable.
And my mama did mention it. And I said, Ma, I thought the baby may not be his. That's what I said. Because that's what she said. That's what he
Yeah,
said.
that's what he said. But myself, if I'd have been there to finish up, I was putting her in there because my feelings was I'd rather her been in there if she was than for her to grow up and, hey, I'm reading my daddy obituary, but where my name at?
Exactly.
I didn't want that.
I think it's time for the results. Jerome?
There you go.
Thank you. These results were prepared by DNA Diagnostics, and they read as follows. Because there wasn't a blood card available to test the DNA of the deceased Keyshawn Abraham, we performed what is called a DNA test with his surviving parents, Carolyn Baker and Lamond Abraham. With that being said, the results determined if there is a viable relationship between the child, Kenaya Abraham, and Ms. Baker and Mr. Abraham. In the case of Coates Hooker versus Baker, when it comes to 11-month-old Kenaya Abraham, it has been determined by this court the percentage of relatedness between Ms. Baker, Mr. Abraham, and Kenaya Abraham is 0%.
And this is why right here.
Ms. Baker, are you all right? Do you need to sit down? Do you need to sit down, ma'am?
I don't tell them. They won't tell me. Sorry, so I'm not telling them nothing.
Do you need to sit down, ma'am?
Nobody did anything to you, honey.
I don't care.
Nobody
Nobody did
did
anything. I don't like you.
That's
I don't like you.
fine, sweetie. It's
I don't like you.
fine.
Okay, I don't care.
It's
Nothing.
okay.
Stop talking to me then.
Nobody did anything to you.
Ms. Hooker, just stop.
Stop it! Stop, please! Just stop!
Okay, come on, let's go.
You do owe my
Let's
mom
go.
apology, though. That's when you owe one.
No, excuse me.
Because you know you slept with somebody else.
Miss Hooker.
Miss
Miss
Hooker.
Hooker. No.
Hey, go in there. Go in there. Go in there.
Move it.
You do too much. I don't care.